Goddess Sartika. One beautiful night at the beginning of December, precisely on the 4th of 1884, along with the light of the floating lamps, a tiny baby girl was born to a Sundanese family named Dewi Sartika. The girl is growing well after so many years have passed. Dewi Sartika is now a teenager. She is 14 years old. Dewi Sartika never discriminates against who she is dealing with. She always shows tolerance. She is really a good girl. She is very likes to play roles with his friends around the house, including his servants' children who are the same age as him. Dewi Sartika is aware that not all girls her age are as lucky as she is, because in her social circle, there is no one who has received the same education as she, who is a noble. So if they gather together with Dewi Sartika, who plays the role of a teacher, and the other girls will listen carefully and enthusiastically. When she was 17 years old, Dewi Sartika moved to Sunda to live with her uncle after the death of her father and mother. With a heavy heart, Dewi Sartika left the hometown that raised her until now. Together with her colleague, Miss Ningsi, she learned many things that most women could not learn. She gained various knowledge from her uncle, who was a teacher at a high school at that time. Dewi Sartika also studied with her aunt, knitting, singing, poetry, as well as writing. One day while chatting at her uncle's house, Dewi Sartika, who is now 22 years old, she told her uncle and aunt about her ideas, in her free time while preparing several things to take back to Bandung. Dewi Sartika took the time to pouring out all his heart for the women in the future. He gave the title Kotaman History to several chapters that he compiled from his experiences as a teenager with 3 of his best friends who dreamed of bright dreams for women in the future. Bandung, January 16, 1904. Dewi Sartika succeeded in building the Kotaman White School in Penduku. She invited many women to participate in learning about the importance of education. This invitation made most of the women, but a small number of others were just indifferent because of their lack of knowledge. Dewi Sartika's heart was touched when she received extreme rejection from her childhood friend. Apparently the blow of the broom that hit her still hurts, to the point that she doesn't want to look at Dewi Sartika, who took great pains to persuade her to come to the Penduku study with the people. Another woman, Dewi Sartika, was silent in front of the door and pondered as days turned into months, months turned into years. Many came to the village, but many also refused to come. But Dewi Sartika was tireless in persuading and sharing her knowledge, providing the women with the spirit of nationalism. One day at the end of the Japanese reign, the Japanese who were patrolling in Bandung at that time smelled a strong nationalist smell from the area where Dewi Sartika planted her, until one day the Japanese managed to catch Dewi Sartika, who was about to go home, and took her to the Japanese security post, because the Japanese felt she was a goddess. Sartika is a threat. Therefore, Dewi Sartika was shot until she breathed her last breath. In the middle of her exhalation, she still smelled good in the ranks of female patriots who were not afraid of fear. September the 11th of September 1947, at the residence of the Tasikmalaya Siniang child, he was buried with millions of emotional tears from the Bandung women who delivered him, but the true story will never be eroded. The era that brought us women now sits to experience what education is. The school is now developing not only in Bandung but in a number of areas. Dewi Sartika was awarded the Farm Orange Nasal Order on the 35th anniversary of his wife's Kotaman School as an appreciation for her services in fighting for education. On December 1, 1966, he was recognized as a national hero in the Red Coat. Never forget history.